Yo, welcome back to LakerLand episode 3 with me, Light Out Sports, not ZZ Huncho. I just want to say a couple things before I talk to my other co-host. One, make sure you like the button, like, comment, spread the word that Lakers is the thing, and also super chat. If you want to get our attention in showing, put the super chat in, and we'll go ahead and read it mid-show. But besides that, welcome to LakerLand. ZZ, how you doing?
I'm doing well, ladies and gentlemen. This is just a disclaimer. The way that my setup is right now, my camera's in front of me, and Light Out and Seven are up there. So if you see me looking up a lot, they up top. If you see me looking up a lot, I'm not looking up at God. I'm looking up at Seven and an idiot in yellow. So let's go. Let's roll.
Let's go, baby. Seven, what's up, man?
Man, you already know how I'm coming, man. It feels really good to be back in Lakerland, man. Shout out to the Laker community. Shout out to the NBA community. And, of course, shout out to our Players' Choice family as always. We got another classic episode on deck, man. You guys ready to rock?
Hell yeah.
Let's get it. Let's get into it.
All right, boys and girls, welcome to Lakerland. Let's get into our first topic, man. Let's talk about the king. LBJ, man. LeBron James, fellas, is going on year 21, playing in 3 destinations. LeBron has rivaled with some powerhouse franchises like the San Antonio Spurs, the Golden State Warriors, and the Boston Celtics, just to name a few. But when it comes to the greatest individual rival to LeBron James, lights out, what would be the greatest rival to LeBron? Would it be Steph Curry or would it be Kevin Durant?
That's a great question. I just want to shout out to All Green that he said another player that we could consider his greatest rival, I swear, as well. I don't think he's on par, but definitely a great rivalry there was Paul Pierce. So shout out to All Green for the truth. I mean, Paul Pierce was out there, that was a great rivalry. But between Steph Curry or Kevin Durant, I want ZZ to go first.
I'm not going first.
I always go first, and I want you to go.
That's okay.
He tried to hit you with the D-Wade alley-oop, ZZ. You going to catch it? What are we doing?
Nice, bro.
I don't want to catch it, but I guess I have to.
Yeah, he lobbed you real quick. You wasn't ready.
For me, it's simple. It's really simple. It's Steph Curry. When you talk about LeBron James, there's a lot that you need to talk about. Face of the league, best player in the league. Those things come to mind. So when I think about the one player that challenged that concept or those concepts the most, it's been Steph Curry. Listen, LeBron went to 8 straight finals, right? And we praised him throughout that run. It was very incredible to watch from an individual standpoint. And then you start saying to yourself, well, anytime that LeBron lost, they were like, oh, he's still the best player in the league, yada, yada, yada. When we talk about Kevin Durant, which, Light Out, I hope to God that you don't say it's Kevin Durant. Because if you say that it's Kevin Durant, you're looking at it from a best player in the world versus best player in the world, concept instead of a face of the league concept, which Steph Curry, if you ask anybody on the street today who the face of the league is, some may say LeBron still, some may say Steph Curry now. That's just how it is. When you talk about a decade of dominance from the 2010s, you think LeBron, 8 straight, trips to the finals. But you also think about 5 trips to the finals from the Warriors, 3 championships along the way, beating LeBron 2 times in the process. No, wait, 3 times in the process. My bad. So it's Steph Curry, bro. It's just that simple. The light-skinned Messiah.
All right. So before I continue, I just want to say something. Seven, do you want to say something before I went?
No. I got to talk to the bosses. So I'm trying to write an email right now to the bosses because ZZ is bugging out right now. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and rock out.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and talk about this Steph Curry myth of Steph versus LeBron James. And I'm gonna start off like this. LeBron James' greatest rival is the Golden State Warriors. But if I had to pick a player between Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, it's Kevin Durant, and let me explain why. When we look at the history of LeBron James and Steph Curry going at it, 2015, I'm not going to put context into it. Steph Curry beat LeBron James. Fine. 2016, LeBron James beat Steph Curry. Perfect. 2017 and 2018, I'm not even going to talk about. 2019, play-in, LeBron James. Draymond Green hits him in the eye.
2021. That's 2021.
Sorry, 2021. My bad. Draymond Green hits him in the eye. LeBron could only see 3 rims. He shoots it. Bang. Sends Steph Curry back home. Another one. Last playoff season, these playoffs that just passed. LeBron James, Steph Curry, they're the two big dogs in their respective teams. LeBron James sends his ass packing home. So when we're talking about greatest rivals, I'm not saying, yes, Seven. Will you say one more thing?
Make sure that you include that they were the defending champions as well.
Yes,
Make sure you
sir.
throw that in as well. Absolutely. Let's talk about it.
So, so Steph Curry, thank you, Seven. So Steph Curry, right, is the defending champion, went finally to beat the Boston Celtics, got his finals MVP, because let's not forget to mention each time he played LeBron James in the NBA Finals, Steph Curry, every time he won, never got the finals MVP. And who's the guy that got the finals MVP? Well, the man Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was the sole reason.
Hey, hold on.
Whoa. Kevin Durant is the sole reason. Kevin Durant is the sole reason why LeBron James is not regarded the greatest player of all time. Kevin Durant is the sole reason, because if we think about it, LeBron James could have beat the Golden State Warriors multiple times. He has proved it in history. And if we're not counting 2017 and 2018, kind of funny, LeBron is up 3-1 against Steph Curry.
Okay, so let me chime back in real quick to stop the glaze. So it's funny. It's so funny to me. The LeBron and Steph rivalry, or the narrative surrounding it, is the most hilarious thing in the world, because you ask certain fans and they say the Warriors needed Kevin Durant to beat LeBron. But like Lightout just pointed out, Steph already beat LeBron in 2015. Oh, wait. LeBron didn't have Kyrie and Kevin Love, which means that LeBron needed Kyrie and Kevin Love to beat Steph Curry. Not to mention the fact that Steph Curry had twisted his knee in the first round of the 2016 playoffs and was on a sprained MCL for the rest of the playoffs. But we don't talk about that because it doesn't fit the narrative. It doesn't fit the argument, whatever. 2017 and 2018. If you mean to tell me that if you take away Steph Curry's production in those finals, that the Warriors still win? If you take away 27 a game from Steph in 2017 and 29 a game, including breaking the record for the most three-pointers scored in a final series and in a finals game in 2018, you take that away, does Kevin Durant still win? Do the Warriors still win without that? I don't think so. I don't think so. So let's stop the cap. And another thing, when we're discussing Kevin Durant and LeBron James, Kevin Durant in the 2012 NBA Finals was the best player for the Oklahoma City Thunder. You can make an argument that he was the best player on the court, averaging a smooth 30 points per game throughout that stretch. He got beat by obviously a better team, a team that had been in the finals prior with finals experience, and Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. They just added Chris Bosh and the rest of the crew. Y'all know the story. So Kevin Durant and LeBron James's rivalry one-on-one isn't really a rivalry. And also considering the fact that we haven't seen those two play each other in how many years at this point? Has it been over 3? I think so. Barring, albeit it's been injuries and yada, 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 groin strains, KD's ankle, KD's Achilles, whatever it may be. We haven't seen those two face off head to head for a good portion of the last 5 years, ever since the 2018 finals, where we last saw LeBron get swept for the second time in his career. But whatever. The point of the matter is, when we're talking about a rivalry, you want to play it coy by saying, oh no, it's LeBron versus the Warriors. You can say that. You can. It's cool. But the way I see it, LeBron was watching Steph Curry and Davidson back in, what was it, 08, 09. Mm-hmm. LeBron and Steph Curry, that was where the rivalry, that was where the planted seeds were right there. Go ahead, Seven. Go ahead. Chime in.
Tell me when it's my turn.
Go ahead, Seven.
Oh,
you
got
it. You got it.
Tell me when it's my turn. This is ridiculous. Listen, much respect to Steph Curry because he has won 4 championships within this quote-unquote LeBron era. So I'll give Steph Curry his props. He's a game changer. Mm-hmm. But at no time have we ever felt like Steph Curry could surpass LeBron James as far as a legacy, as far as the best player in the world. That was really never a conversation. Kevin Durant at a point was always in a conversation with superseding LeBron not as far as overall legacy and body of work, but being an active best player in the league. That was up for debate for some time. So to me, on an individual level, Kevin Durant for sure is the greatest rival out of the two between him and Steph Curry, because Steph Curry, even though he won versus LeBron, and what 3 of those chips was versus LeBron, he was never a threat to LeBron's legacy. KD could have changed the narrative and the storyline of who was the best player in the world.
Not only that, Seven. Let's say I'm in the basketball court, right? And I'm playing against, let's say I'm playing with ZZ Huncho, and ZZ Huncho is giving me buckets. He's giving me problems, right?
And what?
I thought my squad was good. I mean, people were calling my squad the best squad on that court. ZZ just pulled up and he just started dominating us. What type of rivalry, Seven, would it be if I get my older brother Seven, that we all know that Seven is the best player on that specific court? I bring him to my team so I could beat ZZ Huncho, and then I'm going to take credit for being the one beating ZZ? No, it's never been like that. So, no, Steph Curry and LeBron James is a myth rivalry. It's always been LeBron James and the Golden State Warriors. The only thing that they have compared, and this is the only thing, the reason why we compare LeBron James and we compare Steph Curry and their rivalry is a popularity contest, because Steph Curry appeals to a bunch of younger audience. They like to see Steph Curry. They want to play like Steph Curry. Steph Curry plays amazing. And as of right now, you can even say Steph Curry is the face of the league. In that aspect, yes, he is better than LeBron James. But we're looking at context. We're looking at the history. We're looking at everything. LeBron James, his biggest rival, has always been Kevin Durant. Like Seven said, KD has really been the only guy that has challenged that mantle for LeBron James throughout the last, 10, 12 years? And when we're talking about the best player in the world, whose name is always popping up? Kevin Durant.
So let me get this straight. Let me go. Hold on.
Easy, because we got to move on. We on a time schedule. So let me ask you this: whose career out of Steph Curry and Kevin Durant has LeBron impacted the most?
Whose career has he impacted the most?
Correct.
I'm trying to figure out how to answer this question, because are you asking like, has he? Are you asking like, who is he?
When you look at Steph Curry, in this question, you can say that he's helped Steph Curry, not so much helped him, but his presence allows Steph Curry to, he's won championships off of him. So Steph has the hardware. But when you look at Kevin Durant, LeBron has impacted Kevin Durant from a standpoint of free agency, and that's another thing when we talk about the biggest rival, like Steph Curry, he was always locked in. KD was one of the most demanded free agents next to LeBron James. So, you got to look at that as well. But
I look at it from a perspective. Go ahead.
No. Of what?
I look at it from a perspective of this. When we're talking about LeBron James, if there has been anybody in the last 8 to 10 years that has challenged the mantle of who, like Lightout said, kids look at Steph Curry and they want to be Steph Curry. It's that, but can we say the same thing about Kevin Durant? Can we say the same thing about LeBron? We can say the same thing about LeBron, because if you're the best player in the world and everybody knows who you are, universally renowned, all of that, if you have someone else that just cuts in and challenges that, it's Steph Curry. Back to Seven's point about, have we ever seen Steph Curry and had any conversations about being the best player in the world? 2016, there was graphics every night of Steph Curry being compared to Michael Jordan, not just because the Warriors were en route to 73 wins, but the overall dominance of that regular season alone had everybody's heads turning as to if they wanted to say or not, damn, is this 6'3" light-skinned kid the best player in the world? Because can't nobody stop him. He's averaging 50, 40, 90 shooting splits with over 30 points per game, and he doesn't even have to play in the fourth quarter, which, once again, I guess you could point to Ryan's point about the Warriors' dominance. But at the head of that snake, it was Steph Curry. Not to mention the fact that LeBron James has said on numerous occasions, if there's one player I want to play with, it's Steph Curry. It's Steph Curry. I'm not looking at LeBron and saying, oh, well, he ain't said that about Kevin Durant. He probably does want to play with Kevin Durant. But the one guy that we know and even when these two were on the same team together, we can point back to the All-Star game. These two looked like they were having LeBron looked like he was fanboying the hell out of Steph Curry. But even still, if he wants to play alongside the kid, probably it's because, we've had a lot of rivalries together, had a lot of matchups together. Kevin Durant and LeBron's record against each other, it isn't even a record. It isn't even respectable. LeBron mops the floor with him every single time. Steph Curry, on the other hand, there's a handful more games that they've played against each other, handful more final series that they've played against each other. And Yeah, you can look at it from that perspective. Kevin Durant couldn't even get past Steph Curry to get to LeBron James. Let's talk about it.
I got a question. I got a question, Seven. In 2019, who won MVP in 2019?
Kawhi Leonard.
No, MVP.
Finals MVP or the league MVP?
I think, sorry, 2018, it was James Harden, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Seven, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't he also getting compared to Michael Jordan?
As far as his perimeter game?
When it comes to James Harden, just James Harden.
Man, missed me with that bullshit. James Harden was not
perimeter game.
Everybody knew James Harden was one of the greatest scorers ever.
James Harden was being regarded the best player that season. So if we're talking about a one-off season, many players, every single season, there's a specific player saying, I don't know, man. Joel Embiid this year looks like he's the best player in the league. Oh, I don't know, last season. I don't know, man. Jokic looks like he's the best player in the league. The year before that, I don't know, man. I think Giannis is the best player in the league. The year before that, I don't know, man. LeBron James is the best player in the league. Are we
downplaying Steph Curry's 2016 regular season MVP?
No,
That's nasty.
It's a great accomplishment. Do not get me wrong. It's a great accomplishment. But when you're using a one-off to explain, hey, man, LeBron James is no longer the best player in the league because of Steph Curry's one MVP. And when you look at it in the finals, besides against the Boston Celtics, the man was really let me stop right here because I don't look like a Steph Curry hater. In 2018, you could have made an argument that he could have been the finals MVP. Let me just throw that out there.
Okay,
but besides that, it's always been Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant also had a great reason why he should be the finals MVP in 2018. So when you're looking at these performances, the rival, the only time that LeBron James had a consistent rival is Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant won the finals MVP.
No, so let me just say one more thing before we get off this topic. If we really want to bring up finals MVPs when discussing Steph Curry, that's nasty because Iggy knows, the chat knows, Laker fans know, Warrior fans know, Bron fans know, Curry fans know. Steph Curry was supposed to win finals MVP in 2015. Did he win it? No. Why didn't he win it? Because they looked at Andre Iguodala after game 4
and said,
no. Don't you even try that. Steph Curry was Steph Curry was the only player. Steph Curry was the only player on the Golden State Warriors to average over 20 points per game. Take away that, they don't win a championship. They don't win a championship.
Steph Curry wasn't as good as he thinks he was.
Steph Curry in that pivotal game 5, the game that they were tied 2-2 and they had to go up 3-2 and Steph Curry went out there and had a masterclass of 37 points, I believe, 7 threes. He did that twice in that series, and Iguodala didn't even come close to touching 15 points per game like that in that series. Stop playing. Stop. You're trying to be nasty.
The reason Iguodala won is because Steph Curry didn't dominate as you think he did. So
Iggy dominated more than Steph. Iggy dominated more than Steph. That's what you're saying?
But the thing, what I'm trying to tell you is that if Steph Curry played so great, ZZ, that he played so great in that 2015 NBA Finals, that shouldn't even be a question then that he should have won Finals MVP.
So tell me, who do you think deserved the Finals MVP more, Andre Iguodala or Steph Curry?
I mean, if you look at back,
I mean, it's crazy. Really crazy.
You look at back, you can make an argument for both players. I'm just saying that in 2015, Steph Curry didn't play as great as most people like to say because a lot of people like to say, oh, because his name is Steph Curry, and we have seen what he has done throughout post 2015, right? And we just don't singulate that 2015 finals run, right? We in the final specifically, when we look at that series, he really didn't dominate as much as we think he did.
26. No. Ain't know as much as we think he did. 26 points per game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals on 44% from the field, 39% from 3, and 89% from the free throw line. Once again, let me reiterate, the only player on the Golden State Warriors to score over 20 points, let alone over 25 points, was Steph Curry. Andre Iguodala, 16 points per game, 36% from the free throw line, 52% from the field on an abundance of less shots than Steph Curry took, along with 40% from 3 on, once again, a severe number of a difference between shots that Steph Curry and Iguodala took. You mean to tell me that there is some world out there where Steph Curry, where you could say that Andre Iguodala outplayed Steph Curry in the 2015 finals? I'm done. Let's
I want to
go.
bring
Let's
this
move
back.
forward.
I want to bring this back to the conversation of rivalry. When we talk about LeBron and Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, who would you say is the most feared out of the two, Steph and KD?
Oh, I want to hear this one. Go ahead, Lionel. You got it first.
Kevin
KD.
Durant.
Yeah, Boston was really scared in 2022. My bad.
If Steph
Why
Curry
Kevin
wasn't that
Durant?
team, if Steph Curry wasn't
Steph is
that,
the greatest shooter of all time.
Let him say
if
it.
Steph Curry wasn't that series, like with the specific team that he had, it would have been the same thing. Kevin Durant is a tall freak of nature, a 7-foot tall freak of nature that can score in any point in the court. When Kevin Durant is going, look at that. Let's not look at 2022. Let's go ahead and look at 2021 against the Milwaukee Bucks. Like we said last show, Kevin Durant was giving Giannis nightmares every single night because what Kevin Durant was doing. This man played 48 straight minutes in Game 7 in that series. The only player, by the way, is his rival, LeBron James, that did it in that magnitude. Is the only player that did it, and they almost beat a team with no James Harden with one leg and a team with no Kyrie Irving. They almost beat the champs of that specific season. So yes, I'm gonna say Kevin Durant. You're muted, Z.
ZZ, you muted.
There you go. You see, we want him to shut up.
I'm on your ass. So I like what you wanted to say. Oh, Kevin Durant had a phenomenal Game 7, and the only person that could come close to his Game 7 is LeBron. How about Steph Curry this year when he dropped 50 on Light the Beam themselves and shut them out of the playoffs? How about that? How about the only player in NBA, the oldest player in NBA history, and I also think only to drop 50 in a Game 7 was Steph Curry. And here's another thing, too. You want to talk about who's the most feared? When somebody, please, in the chat, tell me the last time you saw Kevin Durant get triple teamed at half court because people were scared of him touching the ball. I want to talk about Kevin Durant being, any from anywhere on the court, Kevin Durant's deadly. That applies to
But
Steph
I
Curry.
promise you, I could find in the game, you'll find KD being double teamed more than Steph Curry being double teamed at half court.
Mm-hmm.
We're not about to do this. We're not about to do this. Look, I am all
so in a game, you think that Steph Curry is being double teamed more at half court than KD is being double teamed around the rim throughout the 48 minutes?
Around the rim? Are we okay? Let me break down what I was about to say prior to. The proof was in the pudding. You take up defense like the Boston Celtics in 2022, which was a team-oriented defense, right? So a team themselves held Kevin Durant to his worst shooting series in his entire career. That same number one defense in the league, it went to the finals and had to match up against Steph Curry. And Steph Curry played his greatest final series of all time against that defense, against the reigning defensive player of the year who plays the same position as him. And here's another thing. I would also accredit the fact that the Boston Celtics really thought that drop coverage on the greatest shooter of all time was going to work. It didn't, but whatever. Steph Curry once again showed why it's kind of a different game. It's kind of a different game plan when you're going up against Steph compared to Kevin Durant, because with Kevin Durant, if you shut off the mid range like the Boston Celtics were doing, bring them to the high block and make some tough ass passes and or tough ass shots, then the proof was in the pudding. It didn't work out for him. Steph Curry, on the other hand, was torching that number one defense in the league at the age of, 34 at the time. So these two it isn't like a big age difference between the two of them. You're taking a guy who can shoot it from the freaking parking lot over a guy that is 7 foot, is a 7 foot demigod. Nobody can block his shot. All that, we get that. But when you put a lot of defense on Kevin Durant and you have to force him to make a couple decisions, he kind of doesn't look like that unstoppable player that we know and love now, does he? So in regards to who I would be afraid of to guard, or who evokes more fear from a defense or makes a coach scratch their head trying to figure out how to stop him, it's Steph. It's that simple. Like, there isn't even shouldn't even be an argument right now. Talk to the bosses.
LakerLand, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments section. Who is the biggest rival to LeBron James? Is it Steph Curry? Is it Kevin Durant? Let us know. Salute everybody in the NBA community.
One thing before we head out, and not head out, but continue on with the actual show. 2018, Kevin Durant was the only consistent player in that team. Let's not forget that Steph Curry dropped a deuce in that series, so Kevin Durant can win Finals MVP. So let's just leave it there. I'm just gonna leave it there. When it comes to consistency, KD is more consistent than Steph Curry. So I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah, imagine having to play alongside Steph Curry and you're one of the greatest scorers of all time, and the defense is looking at Steph Curry and saying, "Where is he?" But then also having to say to themselves, "Oh God, we have to guard Kevin Durant."
Let's use
our brains here. Let's use our brains. Stop trying to hide the context. Stop trying to hide the context.
What type of player? What type of player are we talking about? Like Steph Curry is elite. You know who else is elite next to him is Kevin Durant. They were both being guarded. Like
light out.
It's not like they sent the whole. It's not like you're making it seem like they sent 4 players to Steph Curry, and it was always a one-on-one situation on KD. It was never like that. If you look at the series, there's been times that, yes, Stephen Curry got doubled more in 2017 because they knew how to prepare for Steph Curry more than Kevin Durant.
Correct. So obviously Kevin Durant went out there and averaged 35 a game because they were more focused on Steph Curry.
But then 2018, Kevin Durant did the same thing, but his numbers dwindle a little bit because why? Because the Cleveland Cavaliers now had a game plan for Kevin Durant. That's why.
So let me ask you this question. What happened when Kevin Durant was up 3-1 against Steph? And then he shit the bed in game 6 and 7, and Steph Curry absolutely lit the bed on fire. So head to head, these guys, when we look at the history has shown us a few things. And you don't have to listen to me, just listen to the history. The last time Kevin Durant and Steph Curry matched up in the playoffs, it was the Western Conference Finals. Kevin Durant had Steph Curry on the ropes 3-1, and then Kevin Durant, alongside his tag team partner in bricks, Russell Westbrook, shit the bed in the elimination games, while Steph and his tag team partner, Klay Thompson, lit the bed on fire. And then Kevin Durant said, crap. Well, my teammates suck. I need to go join Steph Curry. And then after he leaves, which in Kevin Durant's mind, he thought everybody also said this too for some reason. When Kevin Durant left and went to join the Nets, the Warriors dynasty's done. Give them 3 years to replace Kevin Durant with Andrew Wiggins, and they win another championship. It's simple. They didn't need Kevin Durant then. Don't need him now. 4 championships. What do you want? Steph Curry.
All right, man. Let's get into the next topic before we. Y'all ready? Because y'all ready?
I'm sorry, Simon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got a lot to cover. Thank you. I do want to shout out. I do want to shout out the new members of our Players Choice family. Shout out to you guys. We're going to go ahead and give you guys some salute. Sir Charles, like churros, welcome to LAKERLAND and Players Choice. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Oscar Proud Jr. in the building. Salute to you, Oscar. Thank you for becoming a member as well. Peso McFly in the building. Salute to you. Thank you for becoming a member at Players Choice. Low Key 870. I see you. Big up to you as well. Thank you for your membership. We also got Mordecai in the building. Shout out to Mordecai. We got also Will Hoffa. Sarah Hakinson is in the building as well. Thank you, Sarah, for becoming a member. And last but not least, Purple Political Breakdown. Thank you so much for becoming a member here at Players Choice, man. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. We see all the comments. You guys are rocking and rolling. Big up to you guys. Make sure you all smash that like button. Subscribe to the Players Choice channel if you guys are new to the platform. We just want to welcome you guys back to LAKERLAND, episode 3. ZZ, Light Out. I'm 7 Mitchell, man. Make sure you follow us on social media as well. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. PC_LAKERLAND. Is the handle for TikTok different? Still Light Out?
Yeah, so as of right now, it says LAKERLAND, but next month I'll give an update, and then we'll change it. It's LAKERLAND Show. That's what it's called. So on TikTok. But besides that, look, we have 108 people here watching. Let's go ahead and like it up, man. We got the bosses looking. So if you guys go ahead and like it.
Yeah, go ahead and violate that like button, please. Violate it.
Violate it, please.
You guys. Shout out to
Alrighty.
you. No doubt, man. So let's get into our next topic here on LAKERLAND. We want to talk about a Lakers legend in this next segment. We're going to talk about Mr. Showtime himself, Irvin Magic Johnson. I'm going to start off with you, ZZ. How do you think Magic Johnson, first of all, would fare in today's game?
When I look at Magic or I think about Magic, I think fast pace. Magic in transition was when he was at his most deadly, in my opinion. So you add that to a team in the league, putting the right pieces around him to just run fast. I could see easy argument of Magic being a top 5 PG in the league. As far as player goes, when I think about some of the top 10 players, I think about like what makes a top 10 player in today's league is a lot of things, right? You could either be a great two-way player, really amazing on offense and okay on defense. You can be and when I think about playmaking and things like that, I think about Trae Young automatically, right? Trae Young's thing is his playmaking is through the roof. His efficiency is not through the roof. So, but when you think about him and you think about, okay, where does he rank in today's game, right? One of the best passers, obviously. So he gets a top 5 nod as a point guard. But as a player, it was a top 15, top 20 max. It's definitely not top 10. So when I think about Magic, I think, okay, Magic could probably average over 12 assists. He can lead an offense to being the best offense in the league, in my opinion. The defense is something that we're not really worried about. Shooting wise, when you're playing in today's game, Magic only attempted like 2 threes a game, and he didn't really shoot like that well in those attempts too. So it's like, you're kind of trying to find a fit. So like for me, I'd say Magic would definitely be a top 15 player, top 5 point guard easily in today's game.
Believe it or not,
lights out.
Yes, sir.
No, I had another question for you, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, believe it or not, I think Magic Johnson, like if you're putting like the best version of Magic, without adding any like evolution to his player, right? Like he gets adjusted and maybe he gets a 3-point ball, maybe he gets adjusted and maybe he gets better in other aspects or just adjust to aspects that this game needs more than what he needed back then. But if I really had to compare him to a player and we're putting the best version of Magic Johnson, I think he will be a slightly better Russell Westbrook. Prime
Really?
Russell Westbrook. Yes, sir. We're talking about MVP Westbrook.
Damn.
I'm talking about Mr. I could get the rebound. I could drive in. I could drive in, score. I mean, he didn't shoot the 3 that much, but he could hit 1 or 2 a game. And then if we add to the context that this game is a lot bigger, like I said, like the game is more expanded than before, you are looking at Magic Johnson that could score a lot easier than it was back then. I think Magic Johnson will be a top. If from top 10, you could put him top 7 for sure, like minimum.
I got to talk to the bosses, yo. I got to talk to the bosses, bro. I'm not upset about your final result about where Magic stands, but comparing him to even on Russell Westbrook's greatest day, he never been a decision maker like Magic has. He's never had the basketball IQ Magic Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Somebody just said Russ clears Magic in the chat. Somebody just said that.
Okay, so I get it. I'm just saying, like, if I had to pick a player that could rebound like Magic, obviously not pass the ball like Magic. I mean, Magic is probably the greatest passer we have ever seen. Probably not. I think I prefer Jason Kidd over Magic Johnson. But just Magic Johnson is one of the greatest passers of all time, right? You are looking at a guy that could play like Russell Westbrook in today's age. We're looking at like a better Russell Westbrook, a guy that could rebound, a guy that could drive in, a guy that could play make. He doesn't have the best long ball, but he could damn well score.
I'd say to that, I wouldn't compare him to Russ. I'd compare him to Ben Simmons, just without the defensive capabilities. And if you look at it, you got to think like Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons has no offense at all. You could say 85% defense. You could say playmaking, all that, but no shot selection. If any shot selection, terrible shot selection. So. But I would only compare them because of their statures. Magic was 6'9", a 6'9" point guard. Ben Simmons was a 6'10" point guard. So when I look at Magic and I'm saying to myself, which one of those two I would think could actually run an offense better, I'm picking Magic. Magic's what he didn't have in threes, he made up for in twos. His selection was pretty efficient if you look back at his numbers. I mean, I'm looking at him right now from a stretch of, you can point to 81. All the way to from the year that he got drafted, he shot 53%, and he didn't shoot below 50% until 1990. So, and that was 48%, which is pretty respectable. So when I look at that and I say to myself, okay, what else can Magic Johnson bring to a table as compared to other guys in the league that may be at his position? I say tempo. Tempo was a big thing. Faster paced teams have a tendency to have defenses' heads on a swivel. So if you have Magic Johnson leading the charge, like I said before, Magic in transition was his most deadly. Imagine Magic Johnson playing with the Clippers back in the day, the Lob City Clippers, and him having Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan to throw lobs to from half court. It'd be incredible. Imagine him playing alongside some of the high flyers of today. It would just be incredible. Imagine him playing with some of the fastest players of today. It would be incredible. You put him in a fast-paced situation, and like he screams. The Kings is a perfect example. I wouldn't necessarily move him away from D Fox, but I mean, say they were on the same team, and D Fox is facilitating, responsibilities shifted to Magic, so we can just be a 2 guy. Magic Johnson and De'Aaron Fox in a fast break is going to be deadly.
Wait, ZZ. Speaking about the Kings, I no longer want to speak to the Kings because Big Ox is in the chat. So
Big Ox.
Let's go ahead and say another team, please.
Big Ox in the building. Salute, G. Shout out to the panel. As always, look, man, check this out. I'm disappointed in both of y'all.
Oh God.
ZZ, I'll give him a pass because he's not a Laker fan. But Ryan, really, bro?
What did I say? I gave him.
You guys had
some stupid.
It's not about listen, bro. It's not about what you said. It's about what you didn't say. You never mentioned the word championship. You never mentioned MVP. You have no respect for Magic. If he was the player at this point, you don't think Magic could put somebody in position to win the Larry O'Brien Trophy, bro?
Hell yeah.
I mean, of course, I have Magic Johnson winning a championship or 2 in this league. Maybe have a championship under his belt, and he's the main reason. I just gotta see what team we're talking about, and then I'll give you my answer. But yeah, of course, man, he's won 5 NBA championships, MVP, Finals MVP. I mean, obviously, the Magic is the greatest. Yeah, you can say the greatest player of all time.
Nah, Steph. But yeah, like if you really think about it, like if you put Magic alongside a lot of other people, like imagine a Giannis and Magic tandem, because you got to think Magic was winning championships with Kareem when he was at the middle of the pack in terms of declining in age, all the way up until when he was 40. So you pair that up with somebody, you could put somebody slow with them like a Nikola Jokic.
Magic Johnson is not better than, Steph Curry.
Finish it. No. Say what you're about to say.
I was not going to let ZZ get away with that because he's definitely tried to squeeze this whole Steph Curry is greater than Magic Johnson thing in there. Are you kidding me?
Sorry. When I look at the two, here's the thing. For those who say that, it's a runaway for Magic or it's a runaway for Steph, it's really not. You're looking at 2 guys who both play the same position and the impact on the game that those 2 players have. With Magic Johnson and Steph Curry specifically, people like to say, Magic averaged more assists. When you talk about offensive creation, they're pretty much hand in hand. Steph can create assists without getting an assist because he's Steph Curry. The attention that he grabs from defenses is enough for me to look back as a player and say, hell yeah, I want to play with Steph Curry because I know damn well I can get open at least. Same thing with Magic. If I'm playing with Magic, I know I can get open and he can find me and his assist stats look incredible for the night. But let's not act like Magic's passing and Steph's off-ball creation can't go hand in hand in terms of offensive creation because they can. I think I actually looked at a statistic the other day and it showed it was an in-depth look at both of them. And, obviously they said passing goes to Magic, whatever. But offensive creation, they're both in the same percentile when you look at Steph Curry's career so far and then Magic's career as a whole. So it's not egregious to say at all. Don't know why y'all acting like
what does the eye test tell you? What does the eye test tell you? You talk about a guy that's 6'9" that can get up and down the court just as fast as Steph Curry, has better court vision than Steph Curry. So what does the eye test tell you when you're looking at Showtime Magic and you're looking at Steph Curry?
Just the eye test will tell me, this guy's 6'9" and can't play elite level defense, or at least to the point where you would think somebody who's 6'9" could. And I look at the other guy and I say, well, this guy can go for 30 or 40 or 50 with 10 threes, and we're still going to get the win. And he's still listed at the end of the game as a point guard. It's that simple. Listen, Whiteout just said that he would take Jason Kidd's passing over Magic Johnson. I thought that was blasphemous, but I see his point. I see his point completely. You just said Magic is one of the greatest.
I'm looking. Where you see his point at? I'm looking. I don't see his point at all. Where is that?
My bad. Damn. So I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. But 7, do you think that's an egregious take to say that you would take Jason Kidd, who could pass, could play make, led the Nets to two finals,
sir.
all that? Do you think
First of all, Lights Out didn't say that. Let's
I
be
did
clear.
say that.
He
I
said that shit
I think
verbatim.
Jason Kidd is a better, in my opinion, he's a better passer than Magic Johnson. I generally do think so.
Lights out.
J Kidd,
Bro.
prime J
You
Kidd.
need to be no. You need to be
Stay off the weed.
Bro, okay. First of all,
you
were just
need
saying
to
you saw my
be
point.
incarcerated. Lights out. You should have to stand in front of a commissioner and get bail before you're allowed to come home and talk basketball again, bro. Really? You're going to disrespect Magic tonight?
So it's not disrespect because J Kidd is in the same level of Magic Johnson when it comes to playmaking and passing the damn basketball. Let's just start off there, right? When we're looking at Jason Kidd and Magic Johnson, right, and we're looking at the final runs that J Kidd with not the Brooklyn Nets, the New Jersey Nets at the time, right, and he went and played Shaq and all that and all them. You look at the court vision this man had. It wasn't because J Kidd was scoring the basketball and he was the leading scorer of those teams was the reason the Nets were so good. It was because of J Kidd's ability to pass the ball and ability to play make. That's why I prefer, and I'm not saying that Magic Johnson didn't do that for the Showtime Lakers. I'm just saying my eye test prefers J Kidd's passing way more than Magic Johnson. And I mean, he's proved it twice. And when you look at the Dallas Mavericks in 2011, although he wasn't the great Jason Kidd, he had great moments throughout those playoffs that really helped the Dallas Mavericks become NBA champions. So when I look at his playmaking ability, I look at his passing ability, he's an NBA champion, and he wasn't because he was riding the bench. He was the starting point guard. I could say that.
Locking down LeBron James. Talk about it.
Hey, yo, hold up.
Locking down our precious king. Talk about it. Talk about it.
I would prefer J Kidd than Magic Johnson when it comes to passing and playmaking. I got Magic Johnson better all time.
That is unbelievable.
So wait, you said you got Magic better all time?
All time.
The
J Kidd. Yeah. Like the overall player. Yes.
Okay. So you would take Jason Kidd's passing over Magic?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Now here's my thing to this, 7, because I know you're probably thinking like, damn, what's wrong with this young generation? They're all poisoned. But here's my thing, right? You can ask a lot of people, even the chat. I'm gonna ask the chat right now. Who is your favorite point guard of all time and why? A lot of people may even say that their favorite point guard could be like Russell Westbrook. And some people I know have said Russell Westbrook is their best point guard of all time. Obviously, if you say that, I would say that you like inefficiency, but that's fine. Some people have said Steve Nash is the greatest point guard of all time. And you want to know the one thing that I've noticed? When people bring up Steve Nash or Jason Kidd or Russell Westbrook or Oscar Robinson, whoever, in comparison to guys like Steph and Magic, more specifically Steph, they say, well, Nash was a better passer than Steph. I'm not going to argue with that. Mm-hmm. Jason Kidd was a better passer than Steph. I'm not going to argue with that. Nash wasn't a better point guard than Steph. I dare you to try to argue me on that one. Jason Kidd wasn't a better point guard all time than Steph. It's that simple.
You
played the same position.
You said, wait a minute. See, you said Steve Nash is not a better point guard than Steph Curry?
Yeah. Stand on it.
Do you feel like Steph is a true point guard?
See, there's the thing. We can't talk about true anymore in today's NBA. LeBron James is a small forward that can play point guard, that can play power forward. Shit, he might even play center if he wanted to one night. So when we look at this transitionalist basketball that we've worked our way into, Kevin Durant 7 years ago, Kevin Durant was a small forward. In the last 3 years, he's bumped down to power forward. James Harden 10 years ago was a shooting guard. Now he's a point guard. Kyrie 10 years ago was a point guard. Now he's a shooting guard. We're not going to look at it like that. It's what you do at your position. That's just what it is. That's how the game is. So for people to say Steph Curry isn't a traditional point guard, cool. He doesn't need to be traditional. He isn't a traditional point guard in the sense of like a Chris Paul is. That's the last traditional point guard that we have in today's game, in my opinion, besides maybe Trae Young if you want to throw him in there. But Chris Paul is a better traditional point guard than Steph Curry. I'm still not picking that traditional point guard over Steph Curry if I'm building my team, because Steph Curry is listed as a point guard and he dominates the point guard position in a different way than other point guards have all time. It's that simple. It's not a knock to any of the other guys. They just ain't hitting like Steph Curry hits his point guard for me. Sorry.
All righty.
I want to get into our next segment. Go ahead and throw the alley-oop to you, Lights Out. I know you had a comparison segment that we had in regards to this conversation. So go ahead, bro, and take over.
All right. So again, we were talking about Magic Johnson, this these last 10 minutes, and I want to talk about him in today's game, right? I think we all kind of agree that he'll be somewhere in the top 10, Magic Johnson. But I would like to know, if you had to bring Magic Johnson from that era to the NBA, who would you rather have? Magic Johnson or this player in today's game? Starting with Magic Johnson or Damian Lillard. 7, I'm going with you first.
In today's game, I'd rather have Damian Lillard than Magic. Are we talking about a prime Magic?
We're talking about the best version of Magic Johnson.
I'm going with Dame in today's game.
Okay, CZ.
Damn. I'm gonna go Dame. I think mainly because in today's game, I think Dame's scoring might outweigh Magic's playing, and I'm more so talking about Magic's playmaking, and I'm more so talking about, like, I'm thinking of the logic of, if you drop Magic on the Trailblazers team, how far would they go as compared to Damian Lillard and how far he's taken them in his tenure? I'm gonna go Dame. I think Dame fits that system way more than Magic does.
Alrighty, so next player, we got Magic Johnson or Jason Kidd. 7, I'm going back to you.
What was the 2 again? I'm sorry. You said Magic Johnson and Jason Kidd?
Yes, sir. In today's game.
In this era, I'm going with Magic because of the size. Being 6'9" and, having that quickness, he will definitely be a problem. Jason Kidd, I'm not sold on the shooting. So what is he going to do?
Z?
I'd say Magic, but mainly because, like Seven's point, 6'9", I think that a 6'9" point guard in today's league, it's all about what you can really do. So, like, Ben Simmons could be great if he had an offensive bag. Magic's offensive bag wasn't predicated on 3-point shooting. It was more predicated on, transition buckets, points in the paint, an occasional mid-range pop here and there, a little baby junior skyhook or whatever you want to call it. So I'd take Magic over Jason Kidd just because of the size factor, and he could still facilitate at an elite level.
Shout out to Vinsanity TV.
Yes, sir.
Vinsanity TV, definitely appreciate the support. Thank you so much. He says, do you think if Magic was to retire or wasn't to retire, could he have won more? Lights out. What's your thoughts on that, bro?
Maybe. Well, when did he retire again? It was 19 what?
He retired, I want to say, in 92?
Yeah.
90?
It was early. I mean, I don't see if he was healthy and he conditioned a little more, I mean, so he can, like, keep his body going. I could probably see another champ. Actually, no, but Michael Jordan existed. Nah, man, I don't think so. With MJ there, no, I don't think so.
The last person that he ran across before he retired in the finals was Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
When I look back at that Lakers team, they were really good that season. People like to leave that part out. And it was the team that didn't have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So when you think about the players that Magic can play alongside with, that's a plus for him. So it's all about building the right unit around him. And I believe Vlade Divac was on that team in 91, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So, like, if he could make it to the finals with Vlade Divac and, of course, James Worthy and I don't know about Byron Scott. I think he was on that squad. Or Michael Cooper. It's all about that. If you could find somebody that can not necessarily be the most dominant at the 5 position, but play their role in the offense and let Magic still run the show, for sure. For sure.
All righty. So next player, we got Magic Johnson or Steve Nash. 7, I'm going with you.
In today's game, it would still be Magic Johnson. It would still be Magic Johnson because of the offensive advantages I think Magic would have.
Got you. I mean, Steve Nash had a 3-3 ball, but ZZ.
In today's game, Magic or Steve Nash? Prime Steve Nash.
And yeah, each player I name is the best version of themselves.
It's a tough one because they both like to play fast. Give me. Damn.
You going with Nash? Easy.
I don't, because I'm thinking, like, if you put Steve Nash in today's league with the amount of 3-point attempts that give me Magic. Give me Magic. Sorry.
All right, Magic. Now, I want to know the answer for this one. Magic Johnson or Luka Magic? 7. I'm going with you.
Oh
Should be
boy.
interesting.
Oh man. Oh man.
The Slovenian or
I
Magic
want to say
Johnson?
Luka. I want to say Luka only because even though I've watched Magic Johnson play, like those clutch moments of shooting and wanting the basketball to take the last shot and being that having that little bit of assassin, I have seen that in Luka, included in the playoffs. I'm not saying that Magic hasn't done it before or Magic doesn't possess that ability or capability, but I've seen it. Maybe I'm a more prisoner of the moment because I've seen it more than Luka. But in today's game, if I had to pick, I probably edge it to Luka.
ZZ?
In today's game, damn. Yeah. I'm leaning more towards Luka. And this is another thing that's interesting when we talk about point guards, because Luka can be listed as a point guard. He's what, 6'7", if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And when you look at Luka's whole entire game, Magic's still a better passer to me than Luka Doncic is. But what Luka's able to do at that point guard spot is a walking triple-double, a potential 60 and 20 if he feels like it, or if he's playing against the New York Knicks. But yeah, I'm going to go Luka. I think his offensive bag and what he's able to do. And here's another thing. Somebody said in the chat that actually got my attention. They said, Luka, I'm taking Magic because Luka doesn't pass the ball. Now, what they mean by that is Luka doesn't pass the ball in the clutch. Luka can attract 2 to 3 people on him, and Luka's going to jack that hoe every time. It doesn't matter if it's from 35 feet, the hash mark, or half court. Luka's jacking. If it's game on the line, get Luka the ball. Everybody knows that Luka's shooting it.
Lights out.
I'm still going to take Luka, though.
Yes, sir.
Do you think, because Kobe and Shaq came to LA in what? 2000.
So
96.
96. I think Kobe got drafted in 97, around there. Yeah.
No, 96.
No, both in 96. They both came in 96.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So Vinsanity TV wants to know, he said he can see Magic on his last dance with Kobe and Shaq. Do you think that Magic could have lasted that long? Because we're talking about probably another 3 to 4 years. He would have then been linked up with Shaq and Kobe, but then Kobe and them didn't win a championship till 4 years after they played.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe if he really loved the sport of basketball that much that he wanted to play it that long, maybe we saw him in 96 or 97 when Kobe got there and Shaq got there. Maybe, right. But I don't think he would have lasted till 2000 when they finally won. So
if he had lasted until 2000, then he would have played 20 years on the dot. So on his 20th year, he would have won a championship with Magic and Shaq at the age of
playing the Udonis Haslem role. Yep.
Yeah. So at the age of 40, would he been able to do that with Kobe and Shaq? I don't know. I don't think he'd be starting. I'll tell you that much.
So last one, and then we'll continue on. I got Magic Johnson or prime James Harden.
Mm-hmm. 7.
Yeah, I can't. Not James Harden. I just can't, bro. I can't. One thing we can always do with Magic is depend on Magic Johnson.
That's true.
He has been reliable from day one. I can't say the same for James Harden, unfortunately. So yeah, give me Irvin.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Magic, and a part of me wants to say it's because I hate James Harden's game, which I still feel kind of disrespectful by saying that, but you get what I mean. It's like James Harden's game is a mix of a lot of things you have to take into account: foul baiting, free throws, all that, which is points is points, whatever. But decision making is the key factor between these two people. And if you were telling me if I had the opportunity to have Magic or James Harden for not only just a regular season, but a postseason run, and it's coming down to the wire, pivotal elimination games, I'm picking Magic over James Harden. I'm sorry. James Harden has proven to be like over more than 4 times in his career that, like, if you bet on James Harden, you're losing your fucking money, man. I'm sorry.
That's crazy. Well, that was it for my segment. 7, take it over.
That's pretty much a wrap, man. Episode 3 is just about in the books. We got about 2 to 3 minutes left. Was there anything else you fellas wanted to tackle? Any reminders you wanted to let Lakerland know?
I'm gonna tap in for a second.
Sure.
So Lakerland, we've been meaning to do this, but do us a favor and follow us on socials. If you didn't know, me and Lightout both make TikToks, have done so for the last few years. I go by ZZ Huncho on TikTok, just straight across. That's Lightout Sports, right? Just straight Lightout Sports.
Yes, sir.
On Instagram, you can find me at ZZ_Huncho. I post all my TikToks there. PC Lakerland, make sure to follow them on Instagram, all that jazz. Seven, make sure Seven, shout out your credentials as well. I know you're not on TikTok like us, but Seven's got his own whole thing going on too.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir, man. Make sure you guys follow my independent platform. As you can see, Best of 7 Sports Talk, another NBA content platform, all on social media as well, man. Shout out again to the Players Choice family, as always, man. Y'all already know how we do. Shout out again to my guys here at Lakerland. Vinsanity, big up to you, boss. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. Vinsanity TV says blessings from Chile. I'm a diehard Lakers fan. Go Lakers. Salute to you, Vinsanity TV.
I hate the Lakers. I fucking hate
from
the
Chile.
Lakers.
Definitely appreciate it.
But appreciate it for sure. Other than that, though, yeah, like Seven said, shout out PC, Shaq, Dale, the crew, Claire, everybody. Shout out to my girlfriend because I love you. Yeah. Outside of that, yeah, we're chilling. This is episode 3. Let's wrap it up.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Take us away, Ryan, before we sign off, bro. Had the last words. We out.
Yo, we got 87 people. Make sure 87 of y'all like the stream. And yeah, that's it. Bless. See you on Sunday at 2 p.m. EST.
Yes, sir.
You already know, man. Y'all stay safe. We see you guys Sunday live, 2 p.m. Eastern here at Lakerland. Y'all be good. We out.